We all know that mixed martial arts MMA is a full contact combat sport and a tough hobby for tough people. Having no drama the day of weigh-ins feels like a regular occurrence these days. We've become so accustomed to seeing fighters miss weight, fights fall through, and even physical altercations at the scales, that a drama-free weigh-in seems almost unusual. In this video we picked the most amusing moments from the weighing of the fighters. They will definitely convince you that even the coolest and most formidable champions can have a great sense of humor. So here are top 10 most shocking weigh-in moments in MMA history. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button to get notified every day for more amazing content. Japanese fighter Teruto Ishihara and girls. Teruto Ishihara is a Japanese professional mixed martial artist, a professional competitor since 2011. He has formerly competed for Shuto. Teruto Ishihara has a really great sense of humor. He likes parties, insane hairstyles, and constantly pulls off some crazy nonsense. Just check out his Instagram accounts and you'll see we are not joking. It's real. Also, Teruto Ishihara beautiful girls and never misses the opportunity to say hello to them even during weigh-ins. Why not? There are some lovely ladies standing there. It's even strange that he's the only one that got the idea of greeting them. After all, you just need to roll the palm of your hand not a couple of times and the girls were already smiling happily. Just wave to Teruto Ishihara. Well, the dance will do, especially since the girl in the background is clearly pleased with such attention. Dance battle between MMA fighter. Mixed martial arts is not meaning always a brutal fight for tough people. Many people thinks that MMA fighters are the most serious people in the world and never smile. But it is another example proving that MMA is not only about tough fights with powerful punches and raging aggression, but also about funny moments that make you smile. For example, Paige VanZant, instead of choosing a pose for a photo, decided to arrange a dance battle with a rival. But Michelle Waterson wasn't confused at all and also began to move in the rhythm of the dance. It's even difficult to imagine that soon these girls will punch each other, showing off their skills. By the way, after completing the dance battle, Paige and Michelle did pose for the picture, but frankly after their presentation it didn't look so intimidating anymore. Bouquet of flowers. MMA fighter Sino Carnal, known for his sense of humor and let's say special approach to the enemy, and we are not talking about the behavior on the ring, but about what Cena sometimes does cheering weigh-ins. Who could even think of bringing his rival flowers? Cena, could he put them in his bag, brought them in, and then handed the bouquet with such a happy face that no one would ever think of getting offended by this. At least Ili Latifa didn't get mad, and in return gave Cena a box of chocolates. These are brutal masters of mixed martial arts with sweets and flowers. Their meeting ended in the victory of Ili, but we hope that Cena wasn't very upset and the Andy did have some comforting sweets. Mortal Kombat. In this clip, John Dodson, who looks so happy, as if preparing not for a fight, but to act in some comedy film. You don't think that his opponent, Brazilian fighter John Lineker, is terribly serious as well? Isn't going to support Dodson. It's fun, he just doesn't understand the language, that's why it looks so tense. It's okay, look, this is Mortal Kombat now. Positive fighter. If we talk about Demetrius Johnson knows exactly how to pose for a great picture, then this guy didn't learn to do it right. Moreover, fighter George St. Pierre forgot how to take photos. The first pose turned out to be just excellent, fit body, tense muscles, eye look upward and so on. But the next attempts at posing ended only with mild laughs by George himself. Look at this positive fighter. It's even hard to imagine that he's capable of punching someone, but he has repeatedly become the middleweight champion of the UFC. MMA fighters handshake. MMA is not just for men. Women are also welcome here, and they are no less strong and brutal of the male fighters. Although not all the ladies are as tough as it might seem. First glance, for example, during this weigh-in, Beck Rawlings and Jessica Rose Clark couldn't immediately greet each other with some gesture. The tricky moment lasted until Rawlings decided to hook her rival, so this strange not handshake turned into a pretty hug. MMA fighters prank. There are some funny moments from the world of MMA, which will definitely make you smile. For example, look at John Jones and Anthony Johnson, who joked about Dana White's, the current UFC president. The fighters pretended to attack each other at the official opening ceremony, and when Dana rushed to separate them, John and Anthony started just to laugh, because this is MMA humor. MMA fighter versus mask. In this way, MMA fighters was held together with his opponent Antonio Carlos Jr., while Gusto Lilico arranged a real carnival. On the one hand, the mask looks too funny and even a bit childish. Especially, but if you think about it, for some people this object really symbolizes something terrible. Probably Augusto La Loco decided to scare his opponent before the fight, because you can use psychological techniques even in Marvel hero the Hulk. A great MMA fighter. Imagine what a show it would have been, almost like Ragnarok, or maybe even cooler. It seems Iron could elaborate at the same thought when he decided to paint himself like the Marvel hero just before the first few seconds. It seems that nothing unusual is happening. Well, the palms are green. But then the fighter takes off his sneaker socks that were once white, and it becomes clear that Iron's legs are also green. Okay, maybe he painted the bench barefoot. But here Iron takes off the shirts, and it turns out that he's all covered with green paint, even his hair in its lips. Who would have thought that painting benches is so dangerous? But okay, in fact Spine turned out to be an excellent Hulk, even tore his t-shirt just like the comic book hero. If you like my video, don't forget like and subscribe my channel. Let us comments below.